Hi, I'm Tom. This is Lucy, and this is Kitty Help Desk. So today I just want to talk for a minute about the age-old question, should cats be kept indoor only, or should you allow them to go outside part of the time? This is one of those questions that can create a lot of anger in people, and I'm not here to try to trigger anyone. Really what I'd like to do is just explore the pros and cons of each answer. And then, it's really up to you as to how you manage your own pets. I do feel that most cats will live longer lives if they are indoor only. And that's just because there are fewer threats inside. If you live in a residential neighborhood, there are cars outside. There could be predatory animals that live in your neighborhood, whether you know it or not. One morning when I was living in Los Angeles, I just walked out at 5 a.m. and there were 2 coyotes just walking down the middle of the street in a very dense residential area. So don't always assume just because you're in a city that you don't have predators that could kill your cats. I had a partner whose mother had taken in her cats for a temporary time and had let them go outside, and both were eaten by coyotes. Again, this was in California. So it does happen. And that's a big threat. It's not just predators though. It can be other animals, like even other cats, that transmit diseases to your cats. A lot has to be said for vaccinations, because that's going to help with some of that. But even, a lot of cats are very sensitive to fleas. If they're outside, they're going to pick up more fleas. There are lots of different parasites, ticks, all kinds of things that cats can get into out in the world, not the least of which are mean people. There are actually people that really despise cats and will often try to do harm to them, especially if they find them on their property, and they get real weird about that sometimes. So there are a lot of threats out there. Those are the downsides to going outside. The upsides to going outside are the abundant amounts of stimulation that it provides. When we keep cats indoors all the time, we sort of lock them into a world that doesn't change a whole lot. The outside world, the natural world, is in a constant state of change. The weather is changing. Plants and animals are all in a state of change 24/7, 365. And that kind of stimulation is not easily replaced indoors. Now, my cats have always been indoor only. I feel like that's been my choice to protect them that way. And they seem pretty well adjusted and happy with it, though they have always been a little bit put off when I open the door and they hear the roar of the outside world, because to them it is a roar. It's a huge difference between just the sound level of being inside a home and being outside. I do think though, there is a way that you can achieve both goals. It takes a little more work, but I think at the end of the day, this can be a way to give cats the best of both. The safety of being indoor only with the stimulation of being outside. And that's by harness training them, taking them out on a leash. Now, that does mean you need to provide some sort of, flea control or something like that. That's not the subject of this video, but there are lots of sources out there for information on that and how to provide that safely, depending on, your own sort of predisposition. I would suggest talking to your vet about it and learning more. Do some reading about this, because there certainly are some bad track records for a lot of the spot-on treatments, and I don't use those for my cats, and I never have. But there are oral treatments and other things that you can give your cats that can give them a high degree of safety against any kinds of parasites. But the point really is that if you can harness train your cat, then you can give them a safe way to experience the outdoors without many of the threats that they would encounter if they were just allowed to free roam out there by themselves. A cat doesn't need a tremendous area to explore. You can just take your cat out in the backyard and just those new scents, novel experiences, and doing that once a day or even every couple of days can be really beneficial for just their mental health, because it just gives them that experience of being outside in the wild and seeking things. This is the job they should be doing every day anyway. This is what they've been primed and what they've evolved to do. So let's give them that chance when we can. I think that's the best of both worlds. In the end, of course, it's up to you, and it is a lot of the choice will depend upon your own personal situation. Some people really take offense at the idea of keeping cats inside a house. But I have found that, like I said before, they can be quite happy in lots of circumstances because cats are highly adaptable animals. So, trust them. They'll let you know if it's something that they can't quite handle. When I was living in Los Angeles, a friend of mine brought in a street cat. I say brought in. He opened the door for this street cat who was pretty beaten up. And the cat walked in their apartment and he just left the door open for the better part of a Saturday. And the cat came into the apartment and they were feeding him in the apartment and gave him a bed and gave him some water and all this stuff. And he just went to sleep inside the apartment. And at the end of the day, they went and asked him, do you want to go back out? They were offering to let him go back out. He was fine just staying in the apartment. They closed the door. I don't think he ever really left the apartment again because he was just like, no, I'm good. This is good. This is so much better than the horrors that are out there that I've been facing every single day. So it depends on the situation. Make your best judgment, but always try to think, what's best for your cat. Okay? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.